Hey there, hope you're well. Today I want to have a conversation, a monologue. I saw recently someone on social media saying, as a DevOps engineer, should I care about my company's core business? I think this person sounded a little bit unsure. Maybe they're getting pressure to be a certain way. Look, I have worked in many companies, and this is the case in both large and small, and you end up getting a lot of corporate pressure, let's say, to really care about what we do and all that kind of stuff. And obviously you see some people in the wider company who are, especially senior managers, who are really spreading the message. It can at times, it can feel a little bit cult-like you're in some kind of cult. And this message, a lot of people can be actually skeptical about it, even though they may be afraid to speak up about it. Look, bottom line, right, you don't have to care about the company's core business whatsoever. You really don't. In fact, what are the chances that you happen to coincide with the mission of your company? I mean, in an ideal world, it would be great if everyone could find a matching company and their mission of the company matched with your own personal mission. That would be great. That would be fantastic. What an amazing relationship you can have there. But there's almost no way to navigate realistically a career that guarantees that. You're going to find times where you won't, in fact, you may even disagree. For example, you may disagree with the modern world and big business influencing, let's say, even politics or something like that. You may even be, I would advise against joining a company whose main line of business you completely disagree with. For example, if you are someone who is you have a carnivore diet, I wouldn't recommend that you join a vegan company. I mean, you could, but I don't think you should join companies whose values are diametrically opposed to yours. So, for example, don't join a tobacco company if you are an anti-smoking campaigner and don't believe in free choice. So, don't join an oil company if you are completely against fossil fuels. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever to join a company you're diametrically opposed to. But however, on the flip side, you don't have to be in full agreement with the mission of your company to have a successful and rewarding career there. There's no need for that. And in fact, it's impossible for the company to find all those people. They're going to try, of course, but they're not going to find them. And look, what you can do is you don't have to be vocal. Nobody in your work is going to go to all the workers, including you, all the employees, and say, you, Mr. or Miss, on which side of the fence do you sit? You must, you can't sit on the fence. You must declare which side you're on. No one's going to tell you pick a side or anything like that. I wouldn't worry about that unless it's something like a political organization or strongly political, if not directly political, then that's different. But most companies are not going to demand that you're one way or the other, and you don't need to care either. In fact, it's actually quite healthy in many ways to stand back from those things and look at things in a much more impartial way. It's actually really, really good to be able to come in and look at anything impartially and even ignore the mission to some degree and say, look, even as a technical person, I am not biased one way or the other. I have the ability in all different spheres and axes of life to be able to do things in an impartial way, and this is an asset. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. You're unlikely to be asked about it when interviewed. In fact, I believe it's probably forbidden by employment law to do that. And you're also unlikely to be asked whilst you're there. And whilst you might be kind of cajoled into joining the mission ever so slightly, my advice to you would be just keep up appearances, but don't be vocal at work one way or the other. Just keep your opinions to yourself. In general, many people will agree with this. Don't bring up politics at work. It's always a bad idea to do that. Never bring up politics at work. Always keep that to yourself. And yeah, you don't really need to care too much about a company's core business. What I will say is, in the long term, it's actually a good idea to seek out a company that has, let me break it down, it's not even the business. In general, you should do a career that aligns with your own personal core values. So I hope that you're a DevOps engineer because it somehow aligns with your core values. If you do a career that runs against the fabric of everything, who you are, what you represent, then you're in the wrong career anyway. And beyond the career, if you now look at the industry that career is located in, again, you shouldn't really join a company that is diametrically opposed to your own personal value system. The only way to have a successful life in general is to do things that align more or less with your values. So definitely you should try, if you can, to find a company whose core business aligns with your values. But it doesn't matter if on the way, like a bump in the road, that might not happen. Just avoid the extremes, the diametrically opposed companies that got nothing to do, that you actually don't like what they do. Avoid that and try and obtain the best outcome that you can. That would be my advice. So hope you found this useful. Please leave a comment what you think about this and give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye.